Now it's time for Perspective on the programme, and we're welcoming back onto the programme today a guest that we actually first spoke to via video link from the UK back in February. Now his mission is to spread the love for the art form of ballet and to encourage specifically more men to dance en pointe or on point. That, of course, the art of dancing on the tip of your toes using these ballet shoes, of course. He's brought a pair in for us, usually seen as a more musical box-style female role. Well, we've asked Kadeem to talk to us again, mainly as he's here in Paris to film himself dancing in front of some of Paris's monuments. Let's give you an idea then of some of his work. Have a watch of this. And Kadeem is with me here on set now. Just tell us where you were filming there for people who don't recognise it.
So the first location we used was Trocadero, so just kind of with the Eiffel Tower in the background. But unfortunately, the sun was not in our favour. So if we were to film with the Eiffel Tower, we would have been just silhouettes. And then the second one is near to or by the Palais de Tokyo, which is just like 10 minutes of walk away.
Okay. And you were dancing there with a friend, a colleague?
Yeah. So that is Ines, who she dances in Paris in the streets all the time. Some of you may know her. She is incredible. In my opinion, 10 times better than I will ever be. But yeah, we've met up a couple of times when she was in London, and then on Saturday just to film some content, and hopefully we'll meet in the future and do more.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. So what was the idea of coming to Paris? I mean, we're going to show while we're talking some of the other images of you dancing in London. We've also got some images coming up. You'll spot them. I think it's in Italy. But, you go around the world, don't you, doing your dances in front of lots of recognised places, I suppose?
Yeah, I mean, coming to Paris specifically, I've been to Paris many, many times, but I've never had the opportunity to dance here. And now that I'm really focused on, my mission and doing ballet outside, I was like, I need to come to Paris because I love the city. Even, it was way too hot this weekend. Unfortunately, we managed to do this in the morning, and at midday we were like, it's too hot, we need to stop. Yeah. So hopefully I can come back in the future and dance in front of more, recognizable places, or even just places that people may not recognize that are just beautiful, because Paris is full of so many beautiful spots that are to be discovered.
Yeah, I must admit, I went out very early yesterday morning for a quick walk, and the rest of the day was just spent inside. So very impressive if you were doing that yesterday. Tell us what en pointe is, because looking at these shoes, I mean, I can feel on the end here just how solid they are, and the thought of having a foot in that and it being at that angle is incredibly impressive.
So, I mean, these are not traditional shoes. So my shoes are Gaineman, and they're actually made of plastic, which is why they're a bit harder. Yeah. Traditional shoes are made of like a paper mache material, so they break down a lot more easily. So you might find them a bit softer. But essentially, like the box, which is this part here, just helps line this up on our toes. I add tape to the bottom of my shoes to help create some friction. Some of the surfaces that I dance on can be quite slippery, and I don't want to fall.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what we need to do our jobs, really. Like, I can't do my job without it. I can dance in, flat shoes, and I don't go on point. And I think that's also a part of it, because I think I'm not just trying to show, like, men on point. I'm trying to just bring ballet to people, regardless of what type of ballet. If it's on point, off point. Sometimes I do it in trainers and jorts. So, yeah.
And why? What is it that you love about it? What do you get out of it?
I think what don't I get out of it is probably an easier thing to say. I think that ballet just brings me so much joy that I want to spread that joy to other people. And even if it's that they don't necessarily like ballet at the end of it, but they see how passionate I am about ballet and they want to find something that they are passionate about as well. I think that's super important, because I think it's the reason I'm like my happiest on my happy days. And when I feel down, I know it's something I can turn to lift my spirits.
Yeah, and the on-point side of it, I mean, is that just something that you've kind of picked up on as something which isn't perhaps quite so normal for male dancers, and it's a way of encouraging people?
So I grew up in Trinidad, and I was the only boy who did ballet. And when all the girls started to go on point, I was like, well, I've been doing their exercises for the past how many ever years, I should get to go on point as well. And my teacher was like, okay, fine. So I started doing point then, and I mean, it's just continued and never stopped, because I just love doing it, and it's just part of how I practice. And it's not the only way I practice. I do dance off point as well. But I think there's something about, a man dancing on point that people think is shocking. And maybe it is, and hopefully one day it won't be. Because
and presumably it's partly a weight thing, because that let's face it, men are heavier, so
Yeah,
it can
I
be
mean,
more difficult. Or?
I think, as with everything, like if you train a certain way, you're going to end up with the result that you're aiming for. So I don't necessarily think that the weight is, the only factor. It is, partnering would be very difficult because, we can't be expected to be lifted the same way that males would lift females. But I think there's a way that it can evolve to incorporate all the different elements of what you might think a male body should be or can be.
What's next then? I mean, looking at these different images of you dancing, in all those situations. I mean, it's a great way, isn't it, of running your life and doing something a little bit different.
I mean, I guess what's next? Like, I'm producing a show in London, which I'm, it's a live show, so people can come to see me dance live. Because a lot of people are asking, where can we see you? And a lot of what I do is spontaneous. Like, when I go to these cities, I don't plan exactly where I'm going to be, when I'm going to be there. It's kind of, I do just walk around with my speaker in my bag sometimes. And I'm like, oh, I like this spot. Let's dance here. But this is a way for people to come to see me, to meet me, because I know people do want to, and I want to meet them as well. And I'm going to live stream that show globally, so that people can tune in even if they're not in London. And then after that, I don't know. I'm trying to be very go with the flow, which is not how I usually am. I'm very I need to know where the flow is going, when it's going, and how it's getting there. But now I'm trying to just let things happen as they are naturally, and hopefully that will keep evolving.
The world is your oyster.
Yeah.
Very impressive looking at those pictures, and I don't know if you're going to be able to go out in these in the ongoing heat this week. I suspect not.
That's a mistake waiting to happen if I do.
Exactly. Great to have you with us on the program today.
Thanks
for
very
coming
much.
in and talking to us. Kadeem On Pointe, joining us here on set. Thanks for